Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Life-Changing Parenting with Fee. I'm Fee and I've worked in and researched early childhood and early childhood education for the past 22 years, and I'm mum to 2 young children myself. So today's episode is all about teething and toothbrushing. It's basically your complete guide, everything you need to know. So you're going to find out what the signs are, what you need to look out for when your little one might be teething, when they're going to start teething, when the whole process of cutting all their first teeth is over. You're going to find out what you can do to help them when they're in a bit of pain and discomfort from teething, what equipment you need in preparation to be organised and ready for this stage of your little one's development, and also everything you need to know about toothbrushing. So let's get right to it. So in general, babies will cut their first tooth between the ages of 4 months and 7 months old, and their teething pattern follows a set sequence. So they're going to firstly cut through 2 of their bottom middle teeth, and then that will be followed by 2 of their middle teeth at the top, and then the rest of the set will follow. And generally speaking, by the time your little one turns 3 years of age, they'll have a full set of their first teeth, which is 10 teeth on the top and 10 teeth on the bottom. Okay, so let's just talk about dribbling now. So why does your baby dribble so much from about the age of 2 months old if they don't cut their first tooth until they're 4 months old? Well, this is because from 2 months old, your baby starts developing saliva, and they haven't actually developed their mature swallow yet. And all that means is they've not worked out how to position their tongue when they're swallowing. So basically all the saliva just falls out as dribble. So all this dribbling is a completely age-appropriate sign of your little one's development. It's completely natural. All they're doing basically is that first year of life, the way they explore the world, they're just putting everything from their hands into their mouth. That's how they explore. So all their toys, parts of their body, your body too, everything goes into their mouth. And when something goes into your baby's mouth, it sends a message to the brain, and the brain actually thinks, oh, we need to produce more saliva because the baby's eating and it will need help swallowing and digesting the food. So dribbling, completely normal, age appropriate, however very frustrating because it just comes out all onto their chest. So what I suggest is that you invest in some bibs with a waterproof backing to stop all that dribble coming through onto your little one's clothes and their neck, because it just gets really damp and irritated, and it's just not nice having a grumpy baby. So I've done some research for you online, and I'll link below some lovely waterproof bibs that I have found. So let's have a look now at the signs of teething so that you feel completely prepared and know what to look out for when your little one is at the point where they're probably going to start cutting their first teeth. So the first sign of teething to look out for is a raised temperature. So teething does not cause a fever. That's one of the myths I've heard. Another myth that I've heard is that it causes runny poos, and there's no evidence to suggest this. So your little one's temperature when they're fit and healthy is around 36.4 degrees centigrade, and it should be noted that if your little one has a temperature of 38 or higher, then that's when you need to seek some medical attention, as they're best placed to guide you on how to reduce that temperature for your little one. So the second sign of teething to look out for is that on the gum line, your baby might develop a bluish, greyish looking cyst. So this definitely is not the case for all babies, and it's not the case for every tooth that they'll cut. In fact, April and Arnie didn't have any cysts at all when they were, cutting their first teeth. But I have witnessed it in other children before. So I think that's a sign to look out for, just because it can look a bit alarming, something very different in your child's mouth, but it's a sign of teething and completely normal. So the third sign of teething that you can be looking out for is gut pain. and the gum pain will present itself in your little one by them becoming very fussy during the day. Perhaps they'll have disturbed sleep through the night, and if they're at the age where they're starting to wean, they'll probably change preference for their food, so they might want to have much softer, perhaps cooler food at this point. So that's something for you all to be aware of. So how do you help your little one when they're having some pain and discomfort from the process of teething? Cutting a tooth takes between 2 to 3 days, and these are 4 of the main things that you can do to help your little one through this time period. So the first thing that you can do is take a clean finger and rub it gently across your little one's gum line. They'll find this nice and soothing and relaxing, hopefully. The second thing that you can do to help your little one is to invest in a variety of teething rings. There are some really cool ones out there on the market these days, ones that you can even put in the fridge so that it's nice and cool for your little one, and I'll link below some of my favourites. So April and Arnie really liked this third tip that we have. You can get a very clean face cloth and pop it in the fridge, and then just let your baby or your little one suck on it and chew it, and they find that really a really good source of pain relief. And the final tip for helping a little one during their 2 to 3 day period of cutting their teeth is distraction. Distraction is key. So you need to play with your little one as much as you can during this time. It just helps keep their brain occupied on something that's fun and pleasurable for them, rather than thinking about their gums hurting. So be sure to check out my upcoming videos on how you can play with your babies and your little ones. I think you'll find lots of value in those. So now you know what signs to look out for when your little one is teething, and you know how to help them through this process. But what do you do? How do you help the teeth once they've arrived? Well, in order to find out, let's take a closer look at some toothbrushing. So you need to introduce your little one to brushing their teeth twice a day as soon as their first tooth has cut through, and you need to make sure that the nighttime brush is after their bedtime bottle, which can be a bit frustrating to do, but watch till the end and I'll show you how you can make it successful. Another thing that I used to do was take April and Arnie to the dentist with me when I was having my checkups. It's just a nice way to introduce them to the whole concept of dentists and looking after your teeth and why it's really important. They used to enjoy watching me in the chair, watching it move up and down, and that meant when they were ready for their first actual appointment at the dentist, it wasn't a frightening, fearful experience for them. So some children take to the whole process of toothbrushing very well, and others find it more challenging, a bit of a struggle. So here are my tips to make your toothbrushing journey as successful as possible. So the first thing that you need to do is to lead by example. So make sure that during the day you provide your little one with the opportunity to watch you brushing your teeth, just watching the direction, how the toothbrush moves, the sounds that are involved. It's also recommended that little ones don't swallow their toothpaste like us, they have to be able to spit it out. So by watching you do that, it's just a very good way of introducing children to that concept of spitting out their toothpaste. So the second tip that I have for you for successful toothbrushing is that you need to make sure that you've got the correct toothpaste. So it's really important that you use one that's designed for your child's specific age, because it has the correct amount of fluoride in it. And that's really important because fluoride is known to decrease the chances of your little one developing tooth decay. So at present it's recommended that children under 3 use a toothpaste with at least 1,000 parts per million of fluoride in it. So I'll link below some suitable ones for you. So the third and final tip that I have for you for successful toothbrushing is to make it fun. So I used to give April and Arnie like a visual timer, a sound timer that was 2 minutes, so they could see exactly how long the process needed to take. And as I would brush their teeth for them, I would sing songs, I would make up silly stories. We learned all the planets of the solar system by me just reciting them during the toothbrushing process, and they just soaked it up because they're like little sponges. And we also learnt to count to 10 in German, French, Spanish and Japanese during the toothbrushing process too. So you can use it to have fun, and it can be very educational also. So as I said before, the nighttime brush can be a bit challenging because if you're anything like my little one was, Arnie, he used to try and fall asleep on his nighttime bottle, so trying to get him to then brush his teeth was just a nightmare. So something that's available now on the market is a light up toothbrush. So you can take the bottle away and then in a relaxed manner give them this light up toothbrush so that they can brush their teeth with your supervision in the dark, and it's not causing too much stimulation that's gonna like wake them right up again. It just becomes part of their bedtime routine in a fun and nice relaxed way. So that's something that I would really recommend. So if you have any questions about the teething process or toothbrushing, please do comment below and I will get back to you. But in the meantime, thank you as always for watching. I'm wishing you and your gorgeous little ones a happy and healthy day. Go and enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.